The rugby world is once again boiling with controversies involving coaches, refereeing decisions, and of course the eternal debate over influence on match officials. Former England international and current pundit Brian Moore did not hold back in criticizing Fabien Galthié's reaction to Antoine Dupont's serious injury, but his criticism didn't stop there. He also labeled Rassie Erasmus as the Donald Trump of rugby, implying that the Springboks coach employs manipulative tactics similar to those of the controversial US president. Fabien Galthié did not hide his frustration after Antoine Dupont's severe injury, publicly criticizing referee Angus Gardner for failing to punish Irish players Andrew Porter and Tad Gbirna. The French coach was adamant, stating that he had cited the players in his post-match report, but his complaint was ignored by the disciplinary commissioners. Moore was unimpressed with Galthié's stance and responded harshly in his column for The Telegraph, arguing that such pressure on referees is detrimental to the sport. According to him, national coaches, if given any opening, will try to pressure referees, and this could end up distorting the game. Moore believes that Galthié has no right to demand sanctions just because his star player got injured, especially since there was no clear evidence of foul play. If Galthié was excessive in his complaints, Rassie Erasmus, according to Moore, has taken the strategy of influencing referees to another level. In his analysis, Moore compared Erasmus to Donald Trump, claiming that the Springboks coach uses tactics similar to the US president, particularly in how he leverages social media to spread doubts and conspiracy theories about refereeing impartiality. Moore stated that Erasmus has adopted a Trump-like approach, simply asking questions about refereeing decisions he disagreed with during Springboks matches. The former player and analyst suggests that by posting insinuations about referee mistakes, Erasmus not only influences public opinion but also exerts undue pressure on match officials in future games. This isn't the first time Rassie Erasmus has been at the center of a refereeing controversy. During the 2019 Rugby World Cup, he released a controversial video detailing mistakes made against the Springboks, which led to his suspension. A similar incident occurred in 2022 when his social media criticism of referees resulted in another World Rugby sanction. The most intriguing part of the debate is that while Erasmus's behavior is widely condemned, Galthié is now engaging in similar tactics without facing the same level of backlash. If there's one person unafraid to speak the truth, it's former Wallaby David Campo. He was one of the few voices harshly criticizing the way Ireland plays at the breakdown and how referees consistently overlook their dangerous clear-outs. For years, Ireland and Leinster have been getting away with reckless and wild clearing at the breakdown. It's coordinated chaos in their eyes, but in the eyes of other professional players, they consistently go way beyond what's acceptable on the pitch. Campo broke down the controversial incident that led to Dupont's injury and exposed the inconsistency in how the rules are applied. At no point were either Gbirna or Porter doing anything to stay on their feet. Coaches often talk about the legal shape of ruck entry as being a plane taking off rather than a plane landing, and if you watch the replay, the two Irishmen came in like 747s approaching a short runway with reverse thrust on. At no point were they on their feet, and at no point was there a real attempt to stay on them. They clearly went in to clear reckless without wrapping. Shoulder contact was the closest they got, arms were wrapped, and for me, there's no doubt that the actions were both illegal and wholly reckless. He also recalled Malcolm Marx's similar injury against Ireland, highlighting the Irish team's history of questionable breakdown tactics that often go unpunished. For years, they've pushed the breakdown chaos well past what is either acceptable or safe. Just ask Malcolm Marx, a victim of a similar and possibly even worse incident in the summer for South Africa against Ireland. Given the current state of affairs, Brian Moore has called on World Rugby to establish clearer regulations to protect referees from public attacks. According to him, without clear guidelines, the controversy surrounding refereeing will continue to grow and ultimately damage the sport. He also warned about the dwindling number of new referees entering the game due to the increasing pressure and abuse they face. Rugby is already struggling to attract new referees. Without match officials, there is no game. World Rugby needs to urgently address this issue before it's too late, he concluded. The debate is far from over. Has Rassie Erasmus truly crossed the line with his criticism, or is he just a scapegoat for something other coaches do as well? And now that Fabien Galthié is on the receiving end, should he be treated the same way Erasmus was? Or do you think the real issue lies with the refereeing? And how long will Ireland keep getting away with it? Share your thoughts in the comments.